Hi, I'm Michael from LiveJudge. Let's take a look at your LiveJudge dashboard. By clicking on the event list, you will see all of the events that you're hosting, and by clicking on a single event, that will take you to the event dashboard where you can do lots of things. The first thing I'm going to tell you about is that the details that you want to configure for the event are in the right-hand panel. Most of the sections of the site have a right-hand panel where you enter information and then you can see those results here in the center panel. Every event has a combination of either voting ballots or competition classes and the elements that go into the competition classes. Let's look at voting only. Voting ballots will show individual-based ballots like favorite pilot, here it's called the Flying Ace Award, or entry-based ballots. So in this event, we're judging helicopters, so it might be fan favorite, favorite military, favorite civilian helicopter. Ballots are simple. Clicking on a ballot will bring up that control panel, and you can change various settings for those. Now, for classes, we have a competition library that stays with you from event to event to event. So after you make up classes, those will exist for you to use again and again. By clicking the edit icon on a class, you can modify the attributes of that class. The judging screen for your class can be modified by the Manage Mobile View button, and you can decide what your judges will see, and we have 3 different options, and you could decide what the scoring layout looks like. Is it individual-centric, contestant-centric, or is it entry-centric? You can also hide the entrant's name if you want to keep things confidential. So setting up classes is the first thing you do. During the wizard, when you first set up your first event, we give you some sample classes, but it's important to note that every class has a set of judging factors and weightings that you can change down here. Use your weighting to adjust the relative importance of the various judging factors within a class. Let's talk about judging factors for a second. I've switched events to a chili cook-off. You'll see that the class is Best Chili, and there are 5 scoring factors or judging factors. We can modify these by clicking into the judging factors area of the site, and you'll see that these are reusable judging factors that I can have in any class at any time. Creating a judging factor is easy. It can be mandatory or freestyle. You'll have a description. You can have an optional diagram. And notice you can have assigned scoring standards for each factor. Now, in most cases, all you're going to need is a single scoring standard, 1 to 10, 1 to 50, 1 to 100, whatever you want. And you can adjust the increments that that scoring standard uses, and it could be half a point, a full point, or whatever. We recommend that when you have a class, you use the same scoring standard range, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, etc., and adjust the overall weighting of each judging factor in order to calculate the importance of that factor in the score. If you use different ranges, 1 to 10, 1 to 5, 1 to 100, you'll get weird math outcomes depending on how large a difference there is from one range to the next. So for example, if flavor and taste goes to 1 to 10, but creativity goes from 1 to 100, and you give this person a 50, which is basically half, well, that's going to dwarf the 10 you gave them for flavor and overall taste, which would have been the best. So keep the standards the same within the same class and use weighting to judge the relative importance of each factor. Once you have your competition library set up, then you go to class assignments. And this is where you tell the system, hey, for Helystorm 2026, I want the following classes. The judge pool, that's where you set up your judges, right? These judges are going to be available for you to use on any event. And if you go into round setup, you'll see that I can assign whatever judges are in my library to specific rounds that I am hosting on specific days. You can auto schedule those rounds if you'd like, or you can add them manually. If you use the launch plan, which I highly suggest, this will guide you in terms of understanding whether or not you've completed all of the steps you need to complete to go for launch. Here's what I suggest. Go to the contestant area, add yourself as a contestant, then make sure you've added yourself as a judge in the judge pool and assign yourself as a judge right here. So I'm going to make sure I'm checked. I am now a judge. This will allow you to do the following. Look at this. This is a live link. Click on the QR code. Scan that with your phone. This is what your attendees and your judges are going to use. Scan it, sign in as a contestant, create some entries, sign out, sign back in as a judge, and go ahead and judge those entries. That's how you can experience the system and understand how your participants and your judges will experience the same system. That's really it. The help file down here is tremendous. It will help you through specific questions, but most of it is self-explanatory. It might seem overwhelming at first, but you'll find that you're going to use most of the controls that we provide in the admin panel. And this summary, by the way, gives you a running count of everything that's going on with your event. Good luck with LiveJudge, and if you need anything, try the help library. Otherwise, reach out to us and we'll help you directly. Thanks.